And let's jump right into the hottest topic of the weekend, or the week, and that is what went down earlier this week. Jose Aldo officially out at UFC 189, and taking his place is Chad Mendes, and he will now be facing Conor McGregor, and that fight is going to be for the interim featherweight championship. First things first, the question is, and this is a lot of people have been debating back and forth, is Chad Mendes the right decision? Is he the right guy to fill in for Jose Aldo?
Man, you know what? I think it should have been Edgar. What are your thoughts on that one?
If you look at their recent fight history, I think if you go by that alone, I think Frankie Edgar is your guy. He's won 4 fights in a row, and 4 convincing fights in a row. Chad Mendes recently fought for the title and came up short. Of course, he came back and had a powerful win over Ricardo Lamas, but I think that's a strong 4 fights in a row is a strong case for Frankie Edgar, and I think he would have, in my opinion, if it was my choice, I think he would have been the guy I would have went with.
I have to agree with you there, and I don't know why I didn't give it to Frankie Edgar. That's a fight I really wanted to see, and but in either case, it's like we always said that everybody said, well, he's got to fight Edgar, he's got to fight Mendes, and now he's going to fight Mendes, but how many times has Mendes fought for the title now and come up short? So why do it? Even if he wins and gets the interim, right? Aldo's just going to come back, beat him again. Let's put some fresh blood in there. I don't think Frankie Edgar got that many cracks at Jose Aldo. So, and I think his fights were a lot closer. So, I don't know. I think that should have been given to Edgar, but now we got to look forward, and I'm looking forward to. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm looking forward to Conor McGregor coming out on top this Saturday.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to agree with you. Of course, I've been telling everyone that would listen that McGregor was going to get stopped by Aldo, but definitely with the new opponent, I think it is favorable. This fight will be a little bit more favorable. But I think we'll save that breakdown for what's coming up on Friday, and that's our new show that we're going to be adding, and that's going to be on Friday at 10 o'clock. Which is 10 o'clock?
Right.
Is that going to work? Is that going to
10
work
o'clock
for you?
is awesome. 10 o'clock is awesome.
Yeah,
is it going to work for the listeners? I just want them to know that they're going to have to hear me twice a week, and eventually they're going to start calling in because they're going to get tired of my opinions. That's what I'm waiting on.
And the number to call, if you want to call in, is 929-477-1077. So we got the new show coming up on Friday, 10 o'clock, right here on Blog Talk Radio. We're going to do some in-depth fight breakdown for a couple of the fights for the big UFC 189. So we're going to save our fight breakdowns for that. Now, the next question on this Aldo controversy is, did they pull the trigger too fast to make it an interim title fight? Should they?
You know what?
Why not? Why not put the fight off on another card?
I guess. What? I looked into that, and I thought it was kind of premature too. But then I guess there's a history of Jose Aldo doing this 4 or 5 times before. Coming up injured, and then postponing the fight, and whatever it may be, but. I think a lot of it has to do with, them spending a crap ton of money to take those guys all over the world to watch Conor McGregor pick and annoy Jose Aldo globally, and then Jose Aldo pull out because of was it a bruised rib or a fractured rib? I don't know. Did you get the final on that one?
No, I think it ended up being some sort of a cartilage issue, not quite a fracture, but maybe just a re-aggravating a previous injury that didn't heal correctly. But going back to what you were talking about, the history of Aldo pulling out, and I read the tweets, as I'm sure a lot of people did. about Dana White. You know how Dana is. He throws the guys under the bus, whenever it feels convenient. And he made the comment that Aldo pulled out of 5 fights over the course of his time being champion, 5 title fights that he pulled out of. Now, that's a good point, okay? And I can totally understand that if you've got a guy who's got a history of pulling out of fights. But let's look at the numbers here. Aldo's defended the title at least 2 times since 2011 a year. Now, with the exception of 1 year, 2012, when he had an injury that kept him out for a long time. So, in my opinion, to yank, well, they didn't yank the title from him, but to make it an interim title fight was definitely premature. And, now you're looking at, like what you alluded to earlier. So let's say Mendes comes in and he wins. Now you're looking at Mendes versus Aldo 3.
Right.
I mean, he did a fair job in their last fight.
That fight again. Yeah.
I don't think I want to see that fight again either.
Yeah, I don't think he beats him the third time. The first time he took a knee and it flipped him completely over. In the second fight he fought, but it just wasn't there. I mean, it was just a shade slower. His combos didn't connect as much, and I mean, it was a good fight though. I just don't see it. If he wins, him coming back, and much respect to Chad Mendes and all those guys at the Alpha Male camp, because they're strong, man, and they train hard, and those guys go out to win. I just don't see it, and I would have rather had Frankie Edgar go in and get the shot. He's not coming off of a recent title loss. He's on a streak. At least give him the shot. If he loses, then at least he loses, right? At least he had the shot at it, and now he can't. We don't have to hear Frankie Edgar anymore going, hey, that should have been me, that should have been me.
Do you think, because I'm not sure that if I don't think this, do you think that it's possible that when they got to sitting down and looking at the matchups, that perhaps the Chad Mendes matchup was a little bit more favorable for McGregor? And for McGregor, I mean, obviously he's still got to go out and win the fight. If McGregor goes and wins the fight, picks up the interim title, and maybe strategically for the UFC, then the Aldo fight with McGregor, it almost kind of ups the ante now with the interim title versus the, for an undisputed title.
You're saying you think they picked Chad Mendes because they thought Frankie Edgar might beat him?
Well, they thought that McGregor has a better chance of beating Mendes than Edgar.
I don't know.
Because
man. Edgar's going to stay on his feet and fight more, right? Chad Mendes is going to come to do.
The other way around. That it was a better matchup for McGregor to win and then go on to fight Aldo. Because Aldo and McGregor, that's the fight they want. That's the money fight that everybody wants to see.
Absolutely.
So what I'm saying is, so they picked Mendes because they felt like Mendes was a more favorable matchup for McGregor to win.
But is he?
I don't know.
I don't know that he is, man. I mean, you can't take anything away from Chad Mendes. I mean, it was, his last fight with Jose Aldo, he came up short, but it was a 5-round war. I mean, they fought. I mean, it was a fight. He busted up Jose's face pretty good. I mean, they fought. So, he's got wrestler's mentality, and I don't know if that matchup favors, Conor McGregor more or not. But, I'm sure in Conor McGregor's mind, I don't think he cares. I think
no doubt to me. I don't think
however, he's got to. Honestly, I don't think he cares. I don't think that guy when he's training goes, all right, I got to train for this guy because this is his skill set. I think he just trains and works at everything, so it just doesn't matter. And I think Frankie Edgar would have posed a quicker threat, I guess you could say. I think there would have been more speed there. But, as far as strength and size, maybe, you go with Chad Mendes. But then I've never seen the two standing in front of each other because Conor McGregor's a big featherweight.
He is, and Mendes is going to be giving up 8 inches of reach and 3 inches of height.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean that's a significant difference. But it's a great
does
fight,
he
and you know
does
it's
he
something
walk through Mendes? Nah, he won't. I don't think he'll walk through him. I don't think he'll walk through him. I mean, Mendes will make it a fight. Mendes will make it a fight, and you know, if he can get Conor on his back for any length of time, you know, he'll need to take advantage of it, because if he doesn't, that guy's going to get up. That guy's going to get up, and you know, he'll make you pay. So that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good fight. It's a fight that we've both said should have happened before McGregor even got the title shot. So
yeah, so hey, now everybody gets to see it anyway.
Yeah.
You know. Good job pulling out there, Jose. We can hype the hype train more.
Yeah, and good job, Conor McGregor and Chad Mendes, for accepting the short notice type of a fight, unlike one John Jones, who caused an entire card to be canceled because he was backed out of a late replacement by
everybody seems
Mr.
to forget
Chael
that
Perfection Sonnen.
Yeah, but everybody seems to forget that Robbie Lawler's fighting too on that card. So I mean, that wouldn't have been canceled. And
not at all.
I don't see Conor McGregor ever wanting to go. No, I'm not going to fight. I don't think he would have waited. I think he would have fought just to stay active, because he would have gone stir crazy had he not.
You know, yeah, I think so too. I think even if it wouldn't have been for an interim belt, I think he still would have went ahead and fought.
Yeah, I think he would have fought anyway. So yeah, the card was going to be the card, whatever it was.
Yeah, I think for everything that McGregor is, I mean, you can love him or you can hate him. I think he is the kind of guy that won't back down from a fight with anyone.
Right.
You know, in that instance, it kind of reminds me of a Chael Sonnen. You know, in terms of, hey, if I'm fighting, I'm fighting, and it doesn't matter. You know, I'm just going to fight. You know what I mean? I'm a fighter. That's what I do. And you know, you're talking a lot of noise, but you're getting in the cage and you're doing what you can to back it up too, and not dodging anybody.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Good job him. Good job him, and good job anybody who does that. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, have the belief and go out and do it. That's what you do.
Yeah, step up to the plate and get it done. But you know, so UFC 189, it's going to be Saturday. It's going to be 11. It's going to be a big card. I'll be interested to see how the pay-per-view buys turn out with the pullout of Aldo. I had read a few articles that people were saying that some people that they have had refunds, and some of the higher price seats have now been reduced in price, which will be good for somebody. Somebody can sweep in there and pick up a good seat, maybe that they wouldn't have been able to get before. But
you know, that kind of makes me mad. You know that more. But then it's pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Everybody goes, well, you know, Ken Shamrock, Kimbo Slice, they got all these views, right? It was free. Had that been pay-per-view, you think anybody's picking up the phone to pay for that one?
No,
I wouldn't.
No, not at all.
I can go on demand and watch it right now. I don't even want to. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it. I just don't. I mean, I saw enough video on it, and I decided, he missed it. I don't want to watch it. So, you know, it's one of those deals. Yeah, it's, you know, if you're a fan, you're gonna watch anyway, and that's what that comes down to. If you're only watching on the big fights, you know, hey guys, world out there, this isn't boxing. All right, this is a deal to where you're either in the game or you're not, and you know, don't be a fly-by-night fan. Get in there, watch it, love it, watch these guys bleed, sweat, because they put it online every time, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, without question. Before we get into the Reebok reveal that was this past week, I wanted to see if you had a chance or did watch the WWE Japan show that was on Saturday?
You know what? I did not get to the
It's on the network.
It was on Saturday, but I'm sure I can watch the replay of it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you get spare time, there's only one match that you need to see, and it's Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens for the NXT title. It was a tremendous match, absolutely tremendous match. These guys completely tore it up, and I won't give away the results to you since you didn't see it, but it's a tremendous match. Had a great feel to it.
Well, I'm gonna watch it.
They had they brought the guys in, and both or Finn Balor, who was Prince Devitt, who basically made a name for himself in Japan. This was like his return back to Japan after coming over and joining the WWE. So it was a big deal. They had the flower presentation. They gave him a bouquet, and they threw the streamers from the crowd. And, I mean, it was just a tremendous match. It really should be what professional wrestling should be. And anybody who's watching WWE right now or has the WWE network, NXT is almost itself worth the $9.99. In my opinion, it's the best wrestling
I agree
show
with you, man.
Right now.
That's a good show. Yeah, I do. I like NXT, man. Those guys put it out there. It's they put on a good show. They entertain. And if some of those guys entertain more than the guys in the bigger show. So if you guys are out there and you are wrestling fans and you're not watching the NXT guys, you need to watch the NXT guys because those guys are just as well as far as athleticism goes, and they put on an awesome show. Yeah,
and with the whole. It's really becoming its own brand to itself. They're starting to travel and do shows outside of that Florida venue that they do there at Full Sail. So it's really better to me. The pacing of the show is better. I mean, Raw is 3 hours long, and it tends to drag on. So when you got a 1 hour show, it's match after match after match. We're not sitting through 10-minute Stephanie McMahon and Triple H, dialogue.
Soap opera drama, but hey, you know what? Everybody loves that.
They're good. Yeah, I mean they're good.
You know what I mean?
That's bad.
Yeah.
But you can't have too much.
Sometimes
of that.
you want to see the action.
Too much of that. Yeah. It's a wrestling show. Let's see wrestling.
Right.
But anyway, so NXT is a good deal. You got to check that out if you're not watching it and you're a wrestling fan. But let's hit this Reebok thing, man. Did you? I know you saw some of the news if you didn't see the actual video of the reveal, but we talked about the Reebok deal and what it means for the fighters, and just to hit this real quick to give you an example of how it's really screwing the fighters, in my opinion. Conor McGregor has fought 5 times. He's now arguably probably a top 3 or 4 star in the UFC. His pay will be $2,500 for sponsorship because he will just now be breaking the 5-fight threshold.
That's a bunch of crap.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a total bunch of crap, And apparently, this Reebok deal, they can keep their own sponsors too, but they can keep all their other sponsors. But the reason why all these other guys sponsor them is because, whatever it is, Joe's Tire Shop says, "Hey, I'll sponsor you, man. You're going to be out on national TV, and you're going to have my name, right? Draped across, your poster or your leg, you know what I mean? Your leg, your short, your hat, whatever it is, right? And now I don't think those guys are allowed to do that anymore. So Dana White says, well, they can keep their sponsors. They just can't wear them into the cage. Well, are the sponsors going to want to stick around if they're not getting that exposure anymore? That's that's my question.
Oh, and you know the answer to that.
From a business perspective, why do you do it? Why do you do it? That's why you do it, because you want. That's almost free exposure for you. Sponsor a fighter. right? You're going to help him out. You're going to give him a little stipend here and there. You know, you're going to help him out so he can train and, you know, he can get on TV. You know, he's going to get bigger. You know, that's what you want out of that deal. And if you can't get that exposure as the sponsor, are you going to stay with that guy? You know, that's the only thing. You know, what are those guys left to do at that point? If they have to rely on Reebok, it's not. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work.
No, I mean, it's definitely not beneficial for them. And then, you know, of course, one of the big arguments Dana White says, well, every other major sports league has a dress code, and, you know, you don't see NBA guys with different sponsors plastered all over their jerseys. Well, the difference is that the NBA is a team sport. This is an individual sport,
right.
And with all of the mechanics that are wrong with the payouts, to see them debut the what they call the Fight Kit, which would be the gear that the guys and the ladies are going to be wearing into the cage. I mean, I'm baffled here. In a sport where diversity makes you great,
right.
It's like they say, we're going to take that diversity away from you, and we're just going to make you look like everybody else.
Right. Exactly. And that's the truth, man. I mean, you know, if everybody's going to come out wearing, you know, black shorts and the same, you know, we're going to have Reebok and, you know, I'm going to be honest, man. It was cool to see Anderson Silva come out with a Nike swoosh on his chest because then, you know, that's when you knew some of these guys, you know, they made it. You know what I mean? That MMA, you know, made it. You know, they streamlined it. Hey, this guy's sponsored. You know, one of the sponsors is Nike now, right? You know, you know, he's going to lose that. You know, all those guys that, you know, made it to that, they're going to lose that. They're going to lose all their other sponsors. You know, meanwhile, Reebok says, I'm going to pay you $2,500 because you just got, you know, you've had this many fights and whatever it is. You know, what if he becomes a champ? He becomes a champ. Well, now he's just breaking his 5-fight threshold. And that's ridiculous, man. The point of becoming into that top echelon of fighters is so that you don't have to have the second job anymore. But that's what's going to happen to some of these guys. I think they're going to fall to the wayside because they don't have, you know, the money to train anymore.
Yeah. Well, you know. So anyway, so they debuted the uniforms, and they have these jerseys and, of course, the actual fight shorts and fight tops and those kind of things. And so here's where it just really completely went off the rails. Because, of course, as any fan would, seeing the new gear, maybe you like it, maybe you don't. Well, you're going to rush over to the Reebok website, and you're going to try to check out your favorite fighter's gear. Well, just picture I'm a Gilbert Melendez fan, and I'm working my way to the Reebok website thinking I'm going to go ahead and pick up a Gilbert Melendez jersey, and I click on it, and it shows me a picture of it, and it's not Gilbert, it's Giblert.
It's Giblert, that's right.
Giblert Melendez.
Giblert Melendez, that's right.
It's, I don't know what to say. Or maybe you want a Lyoto Machida shirt, and you go over there, and it says Mauricio Lyoto Machida.
Oh, my Lord.
How is this possible? This is Reebok, okay? How can it be that bad? And not only that, but they were talking about flexibility, and they had this big, huge screen in the background, right, where the Reebok executive is explaining what's going on. They misspelled flexibility on their big screen right there in front of everybody.
So what you're saying is we need to fire the marketing guy, the print guy, you would think some guy self-screening out of his garage could probably get that right. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, you got a $1 million company like Reebok, and they're misspelling things and people's names and things like that. How seriously are they taking it?
Look, I used to be a writer. I know that you can misspell a word here and there, but that's what proofreading's for.
Right.
So did they not have someone proofreading? How can it be that bad? I mean, how can it be that bad? Gilbert Melendez? Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Gilbert. Yeah. Mauricio Lyoto Machida.
Mauricio Lyoto Machida. I think there was one that was. No. Yeah. One of them was Jacare, quote unquote, Ronaldo Souza, as if Ronaldo is his nickname, not his first name.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
I mean,
wow.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of blunders. And you know what? At some point, I think it started to become like a reoccurring thing where people were dropping some Photoshop in there. So maybe some of those were wrong, but the Gilbert Melendez one was incorrect. The Machida one was incorrect. But you know, once the fans found one or two, I mean, it was just basically a full day of different possibilities of misspelled names. But I mean, come on, Reebok, come on, UFC.
Right. Yeah, let's.
And then another thing.
It's been six months in the making now, and that's what they come out with. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's what they come out with. Yeah, and not to mention the fact that the gear is just plain. I mean, it's basically just plain. I mean, there's nothing special about it at all. I mean, I guess that's what they want. But you know, when I first heard about it, they were talking about we are gonna make individual specific designs for different fighters. Well, I didn't see any of that.
Nah, it all looked the same to me. It all looked like they were wearing uniforms. And, you know, with everything being right, this isn't a team sport. You know, these guys, they come out with their own fight camps, but, you know, this isn't team fighting. So it's, I don't know, man. They're gonna have to change that. They're gonna have to fix that. And they're gonna have to fix the pay line. Otherwise, it's gonna bite them. It's gonna bite them bad.
And you know, not only that, but I mean, check out the price point. I mean, you're looking at, if you want one of those jerseys, you're gonna have to shell out $80 to $90, $80 to $90 for something that could be may or may not be spelled correctly.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, you did it again, Uncle Dana. You delivered. No, we love the UFC, but they got to get this thing right.
We do.
But most importantly, they got to get this thing right for the fighters. And I hope they do.
Absolutely. Fix it.
But anyway, man. Yeah, fix it. That's going to wrap it up for us. Don't forget to catch us this Friday at 10 o'clock Central Time right here on Blog Talk Radio. And, of course, we'll be continuing on Sundays at 10 as well. We are the Majority Decision. I am Greg. He is Fayaz. And we're out. Have a great week.